So, Anna, I was really yesterday overwhelmed by your concert. I told you also after the concert in the backstage of the Philharmonie. And my first question is, normally when you think about, or in general, when you think about fado, it means fate. And then you can imagine maybe also women who are suffering, but your concert is also full of joy. How can you define by yourself fado? Is it just fate, or is it much more for you?
I think it's much more for me. For me, fado, it's living all the emotions with a lot of intensity. Not only the saddest ones, but also the more happier ones. Yes, I think being a fadista, it's living the life like this, getting very emotional easily, and living all those emotions with a lot of intensity.
Mm-hmm. And I have also to congratulate to your new album. I could listen to it. Zina sent it to me. And it's also very interesting because there was the same impression that it's very multiplex
Yes.
fado album. Or is it for you more a combination of fado and pop elements in this record?
I wouldn't call it a fado album. I would call it Ana Moura's album, because I do have fado in everything I do. Fado is always present in everything I do, because I feel myself as a fado singer, but I feel myself as other things too. And I am influenced, very deeply influenced by many genres, because I grew up listening to, for instance, Angolan music, because my mom, she's Angolan, and I also grew up listening to my mom singing fado, and my father singing African music, and yeah, all these influences are part of my blood. So this new album reunites all these influences that are so important for me as a person and as a musician. And I also love electronic music, so I'm blending all these references that I told you about, from music from Angola, music from the north of Portugal, because my father, he's from the north of Portugal. So in this album we can listen to ritmos minhotos, rhythms from the Minho, and also fandango. It's a sound from the Ribatejo in the center of Portugal, also from samba from Angola, and fado and electronic. So I blend all these genres. That's the reason why I was saying that I wouldn't call it a fado album. Obviously, yeah, but I will call it. Yeah.
And how important is for you the lyrics of your songs?
Very important, mainly in this album that I am writing more in this album, because in the previous ones I was the lyrics were written mainly by composers that usually work with me, but in this album I am writing my own stories, and it's been a very nice journey to discover this new path of writing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You have really a lot of fans worldwide. Yesterday I uploaded our picture on Facebook, and then she's also my friend, a really famous pianist from Romania, Ana Moura, and she's concert pianist. She told me, "Wow, I love her music," and so I have all records. So also you enter the hearts not just of Prince, also of a concert pianist.
Nice.
So. But when we talk about, maybe again, yesterday you talked on stage a little about Prince, he was, how did your contact come together? He was writing to you, or about your, I don't know, asking your management, or please tell us.
The story that he told me, it's that he bought a house in LA, and he wanted to listen to a new song in that new house. And he is, in some way, he got listening to my songs, and he said, "Oh, it's the perfect music for this house." And then he got in contact with my agents at the time because he wanted to see me performing live, and he chose La Cigale, a very beautiful venue in Paris, to come. And since then, we became great friends. Once in a while, he would invite me to go to Paisley Park, to his jams.
Paisley Park,
yes. And sometimes he would be on tour, and he would invite me to meet him. Yes.
And what kind of man he was? Please tell me about your memories.
It's very complex to describe such a specific personality. But yeah, he was a genius, as everyone knows. He used to play all the instruments in an amazing way. It was incredible to be at Paisley Park, watching him directing his musicians, because he knew immediately what he wanted from the drummer or from the bass player, and he would say, "I want this, and this." And sometimes they couldn't do it, and we are talking about great musicians that used to play with him, and he would go to the drums to do exactly what he imagined. So the way he built the songs, it was really amazing.
And he was very short, right?
Yes, he was quite short. He uses
high heels for men.
Yes. But yeah, he was very funny. He was always making jokes. Also very shy.
Yeah?
Yes, he was a very shy person. Wow. Yes. But yeah, very emotional, intelligent.
And you wanted to work together, but then it was not working because of what? I thought you wanted to do a record together, but then it was not possible.
No, in 2016 we actually recorded one of the songs I am releasing in this new album.
Yeah.
But then it was the year that he passed away.
Yeah, so sorry. And you were shocked when you got the news?
Yeah, very shocked.
I
was on tour in US actually, and we spoke. I was on tour, and then I was in London performing, and we spoke on the phone, and he said that he was going to LA, and my first concert was going to be in California, and but in San Francisco. And I told him, okay, I'm going 2 days sooner, and I will meet you in LA, because I needed to go to the hairdresser in LA also. So I had this meeting.
You, yeah?
Yeah. So I told him, okay, I'm going to the hairdresser in LA, and I meet you there. And then when I flew to LA, I got this message. I couldn't believe. When I landed, I got a lot of phone calls, and I was not answering because I was outside of my country, and I was like, okay. Then I reply, but then it was really ridiculous because I was getting so many phone calls, and yeah.
I think the whole world, whole pop world, was sad.
Yeah.
It was so unexpected for all of us.
Yeah. It was so unexpected.
But also in the last years, many people died also young, especially in this Corona time, but not just in the case of Corona, but also in that time, you know. The list will not end.
That's true.
And I knew also many people from interviews and we can make friends and so on, and it's also always very difficult for me to let it go, or let them go. I read also that you have a connection also with the Rolling Stones. This is also super amazing. Are you also a rock and roll girl and you love rhythm and blues, or how can we talk about it?
Yeah, I think so. I have this inside of me. I love blues. But I think I have a rock and roll girl inside of me also. But they also invite me to go on stage with them, and they have a project where they invite many singers from all over the world. Like from Brazil, they invite Milton Nascimento, from US, Nora Jones, and Sara Barras from Spain, and me from Portugal, and they invite us to interpret their songs, but in our own way. So I got recording Brown Sugar and No Expectations, but in my own very way, and it was also a very magical moment.
When you stay on stage with Mick Jagger, are you by yourself also excited, or are you so professional that you focus just on singing?
I must confess that I was so overwhelmed because I was not expecting. Actually, to be honest, they came to a fado house in the night before, and they invited me to go and watch the concert, not to sing. And when I was arriving into the backstage, because they invited me to go a little bit sooner, I was arriving, and then they said me, "What do you think about singing with us?" And I was like, okay. I got really nervous, and then we kind of rehearsal, but it was not a real rehearsal, but there's images of that rehearsal on YouTube. But it was very funny because Mick Jagger sings that song in a very far key than I sing. So it was impossible for me to sing in his key. So I was kind of improvising a melody in that song, but I didn't have time, and in feeling nervous, so I felt, okay, Anna, you don't need to prove nothing, just be happy and enjoy the moment. And I think it was what I did, because I was with a smile from here to here, and I was just enjoying that amazing moment, being on stage with him.
And he was a gentleman to you?
Very much, he still is. Every time I'm going to London to perform, he usually comes to my concert. Yes, and it's always very nice to have him.
Anna, you're now where it's possible again, you are touring around the world, also before, of course. But where's your living place now?
Cascais. Yes. Do you know Cascais?
Yeah, I was not there, but I know from the name, of course.
It's very close to Lisbon. It's in Lisbon we have the river, and in Cascais it's where the river meets the sea.
Oh, nice. I was never in Portugal, but I like the Portuguese football players because I'm a fan of my club is Eintracht Frankfurt, and we had now he's in Leipzig, but before he was a goal getter for Frankfurt in Silva, André Silva, and he was amazing. He shot 28 goals in one season, is a record, So, and of course, Cristiano I love a lot. Many people don't like him, but I like him a lot. I think he's really also a genius in his kind of football. Are you also interested in football or not?
Not really.
But when the competition is European Champions, you are for Portugal?
Of course, I follow. And 2 years ago, I went to Russia to see the final. I was invited actually by them, to see the final. It was very emotional moment. But
when the European Championship was in Portugal, you did not sing in the stadium or something. They wanted.
I just sang.
I asked.
It was this year. But not in the European. But I just sang I forgot the name in English.
Maybe say it in your language.
Hino Nacional. Not the anthem.
National championship? National championship or what?
The national song. I mean, I forgot.
So national song, Okay. The hymn. The hymn.
Right.
You're also from Portugal, right? I understand.
I'm sorry.
No problem. English is super, but sometimes we can forget a word. Me too, of course. But it's also not my mother language. I'm half German, half Armenian. My father's Armenian, first Christian people, and so very high cultural nation, 3,000 years ago, very old nation. So of course it's nice that we talk in English, and your English is of course fantastic. Anna, was there an alternative plan for you when you always wanted to be a singer, or is there maybe some other kind of job you can imagine you would love to do?
No, I always felt myself as a singer. It's amazing because I think it's because I grew up surrounded by music, and my parents, they both sing very well, and my father was always grabbing a guitar. And before he married my mom, he used to have a group, a musical group, but then he left.
Your mom too? Also, she was
no,
a musician?
she just sings, but she never did it professionally.
Yeah.
But she sings very well, and my father also.
Both still alive, hopefully.
Yeah.
That's great. And do you have also a sister or brother? I'm curious.
Yes, I used to have a brother, but I just lost him. Yeah.
Oh, I'm really sad and sorry about it, to hear it. Yeah. This life can be cruel, of course.
Yeah, it was this year with a
this
motorcycle accident.
My condolences.
Thank you.
Yeah. And how do you deal with this Corona situation? Now it looks a little better, but was it 1.5 hard years for you, or how can you?
I must confess that I was traveling so much and always giving concerts, and I really needed to stop and to really understand what I had to say now, and I was forced to stop because it's very hard for me to say no when someone asks me to go somewhere. So the world was stopped, and I had to stop too. So it was actually important because I had the opportunity to work with 2 producers, and they were also very busy with their own lives. And I think it would not be possible to have time for the 3 of us to work together if the world didn't stop. So I got the chance to do this album that I'm very happy with.
And do you have hobbies, some other interests? And please tell me.
Yes, I do. But actually, since I have been traveling so much, I am enjoying the most simple things in life. That's my main hobbies. It's, for example, to be with my cats. I have 2 cats.
Nice.
In the garden. That's one of my favorite things ever. It's to be in the garden with a good meal and surrounded by my cats and family and friends. And yes, I also love going to the beach. I live very close to the beach.
Nice.
And very close where I am, there are great trails. And I love walking and do those trails with an amazing view to the sea, and then grab fruit from the trees. I love this kind of thing.
The name of the cats?
One of the cats, it's a female cat. It's Twiggy.
Twiggy?
Yes, because he like the model.
Yeah, I know. Twiggy, from the 1960s.
Yeah, from the 1960s.
I know, super stylish.
Yeah, because
skinny.
she was very androgynous. And when I found my cat on the street, she was very. I couldn't see if she was a male cat or a female cat.
Of course.
So I thought she had the beauty of the androgynous.
Yeah.
So I gave her Twiggy as a name, and then I have Paisley.
Paisley,
my cat. Yeah,
it's a boy.
It's a boy.
Yeah.
Because I also found him on the streets. All my cats I found them on the streets. And one day I grabbed him from the street and I put him on my car, and it was in 2016 when Prince died. And when I put him on the car, I didn't have something to transport him, and he was on my car like this. because he was cut from the street, and he put his hands on the radio and started to play Prince. Yeah,
unbelievable, but great.
Yeah. And I was like, okay,
this is a story you must write and publish.
Yeah.
I have a very beautiful Siberian wolf dog husky called Felix. Yeah, and he's the happy one, really beautiful.
Wow.
And he's a cat lover, not kidding. All cats are for him his little children. Yeah? And also the cats, when they recognize he's friendly to them, they also accept him. This is really cute, yeah? Because he's very tall. When he stands, he's tall like you. Yeah, but he's also a womanizer on dogs, cats, and also human being woman. Yeah, he's a really smart dog. So I'm also I love animals a lot. I need also this animal soul is very important for me. Yeah? The animals learn from us. We also learn from the animals.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I won't not miss it. Yeah. And I have a poll in I do my own magazine. I told you, Spirit, the Smile and Storm, where I ask directors, actors, but also pop musicians and other human beings about their all-time favorite films. Let's do a little brainstorming. Can you name me now 3 of your all-time favorite films, and give a little reason why.
Okay. There are a lot, but lately I have been watching the movies from Wong Kar-wai.
I met him personally.
No way.
Wonderful.
Oh my
You
God.
love also my dog. It's not kidding. Today I have not with me, but sorry to interrupt. He's a nice guy. Tall.
Oh, okay.
1.90
m. And I have been very inspiring by his films. And actually, the first dress that I used last night, it was inspired by their movies. Yes,
looks like a little in the mood for in the mood for love.
In the mood for love.
This is also his masterpiece.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
But Grandmaster is also very good. And 2046,
yes,
I was invited with him to the premiere in Berlin. I did an interview with him. He's a very wonderful director. So I love also these Asian films. Chinese, but also the old Chinese films where they do the martial arts. It's all handmade. Now everything is digital, but this is was so creative. And also there's a film, A Touch of Zen, with Feng Su. She was the first woman in 1996 to 1997. They need 3 years to make the film, and she's fighting like nobody else, but it's also very philosophical. It's a super long film, 3 hours, and shot on location in Taiwan and the national park and the end sequence in Hong Kong. A Touch of Zen. And this film changed really the world, the Western world, when it came to the Cannes Film Festival in 1973. And this the Western world never watched before. They couldn't imagine how they were fighting. They did with wireworks, but all other were original, done. And also so this philosophical touch, forget James Bond. This is much better, but it's also really wonderful film. You really have to watch it. When you like the Wong Kar-wai film, then the director is King Hu, and A Touch of Zen. This is really a masterpiece.
I have to watch it.
You don't know, but I do also before Corona time in the most beautiful cinemas of Berlin, Zoopalast and Astor Film Lounge. I show film classics in original 35 and 70 millimeter copies, not digital, original copies, and I talk to the audience, I invite guests, and so this is also, I love music and film a lot, and literature also, but film is very important for me. So maybe 2 other films, if you are thinking about your life and yourself.
Yeah, it's so difficult to choose. There's a movie that it touched me a lot when I was very, very young. It's Kramer versus Kramer.
Yeah, Dustin Hoffman, Meryl Streep. Fantastic story, heartbreaking story. With a little boy, I remember.
Yeah. I remember being very, very young, watching this movie and feeling overwhelmed. And the young boy is really an amazing actor.
Absolutely. Yeah, very super.
E voando sob um ninho de cucos, flying under
Cuckoo's Nest?
Cuckoo's Nest.
Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, Jack Nicholson.
I did also an interview with him.
Really?
Yeah, he's a very funny and warm-hearted guy. Yeah, it was a really wonderful interview with him. But now he's not shooting anymore since 10 years. I don't know if he has some disease or something, or just old, because he was always so full of energy and active. It's also very sad because he's also one of my heroes. I love also The Shining, you know, from Kubrick. Kubrick is my favorite director.
Okay.
And I'm also honored to be friend of the Kubrick family. I visited also the grave of Stanley. It's in his own park in Hertfordshire, near London. It's unbelievable what he did for fantastic films. So I'm very into films, you know, into movies. And from your look, you could do also be an actress, yeah? You got some offer, or maybe you did some small things?
I did already once. Actually, I with Klaus Maria Brandauer from Africa.
A friend of mine.
No way, really?
Yeah, we did an audio play together on CD, double CD.
Okay.
Klaus, yeah.
Yeah, I did a short, movie with him.
When?
A few years ago, I don't remember, but I don't remember in which year. But he went to Portugal to do some shooting. Yeah. And I was the memoirs of his loving, and and I did.
What is the title of the film? It's a really interesting film.
Yeah, it's about Fernando Pessoa, our poet. You know? It's the love story about Fernando Pessoa.
I must check it out.
Yes, I'm sorry. I am so tired that I forgot the name of the movie. But yes, I did this.
He's also a very charming man.
Yes,
Klaus.
he is.
Still. And for his age, also good looking. And also full of activity. I met him last year, and he's really amazing. Because he's also, like me, my favorite actor. I don't know if you know him, Oskar Werner. You know him from the 90s. He was a world star, Austrian, also like Klaus. From the 1960s, he did Jules, Fahrenheit 451, Ship of Fools. For me, this is the best film ever. And when Klaus became famous, he was. The critics say he has this genius like Oskar Werner, and he met also Oskar in person. Oskar died in 1984, not old, just 61 on a heart attack. But so I love also these Austrian actors more than the German actors, because the Austrian actors are like have the flair of Mozart. They have a deep sense, but they are also some easygoing style. And the Germans are often little. How can I say? Not so hearty, not so full of energy. We have also wonderful actors, but I like this Austrian touch more, also in the music. I love also Wiener's Waltz a lot, and so this old kind music. So it's interesting that you met. Also Klaus Maria. This is we have something in common. I did not expect. Yeah, and what do you think about yourself? Do you feel as a pop star? Or you feel as what would you define yourself? And when touring is over and promoting CD, what are you doing? You live like a life of a housewife, or what? How can we say it or name it? How do you see yourself in this business and in this world?
I don't know. I in this business, I'm discovering a new way of being in this business, because I became an independent artist. So I am discovering a new way of being here and being the master of my own path. And but when I stop, I don't know. I don't know if I discover how to cook very recently, because of the COVID, and I was at home. So but I love cooking. I love foods, yes. But I think I cook well.
Can you invite me one day?
Yes.
Just kidding.
But I wouldn't consider myself a house. I don't know. Actually, I love being at home. But yeah.
And you listening a lot to music when you are at home, or then you say, okay, now it's enough, I don't listen too much to music?
I do need my moments of silence. It's very important for me to clean my head, but I do listen to a lot of music.
And we must not publish it, but just asking, are you married? Do you have children? I don't know. I never.
No, I'm not married, and I don't have children. No. Yeah,
but
with such a busy life, sometimes it's a little bit complicated.
Yeah, up to you, of course. But I think also family is super important. Yeah?
Yes, that's true.
But I can imagine also from your life always around. This is not easy. Yeah?
It's not easy
to have a own family. Yeah. And when you were yesterday at the Philharmonie, it was the first time you were in the Philharmonie?
Philharmonie, yes.
So you know, it's in general for concert music. This was a small room, but how was your impression from the Philharmonie? Do you feel different when you maybe on a rock stage? Now you are in the Philharmonie, or is this the same for you? Or you know what I mean? Is it?
Yes, I know what you mean, and I was a little bit scary about the way people would react to these new songs with electronic music, but I think people were very open and
absolutely enthusiastic also.
Yes, and very enthusiastic. So I was very happy. Yeah.
I've also really to say compliments also to your musicians, especially the guitar player and the drummer. What an amazing drummer. He was really playing with you. I could see him smile, and he is funny and also had so good ideas. Okay, you do maybe the show of course, the rehearsal also, you know what you do, but it was really amazing.
Yes, for me it's very important to create that complicity. Yes. That's the reason why I even don't use in-ears.
You don't use,
I don't.
Because one had this...
Most of the people, they use. But I never get used to it, and sometimes I feel that separates me from the musicians. And so I don't...
But never had problems with ear, sometimes loud, or in your kind of music, it's not too loud for you? You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I got used to it.
Wonderful, because I know some rock musicians or punk musicians, they can't hear good anymore, or have some noise in the ears. This is also the Beethoven, you know, lost his. This must be terrible. So, and how often you were staying in Berlin until now?
Tomorrow.
But was the first time you were in Berlin, or not? Maybe more? I don't know.
Many times, yes.
And had you ever the time to do sightseeing? And what are your favorite places of Berlin?
Yes, we have been talking about this because I almost don't have time to visit. And unfortunately, I know that Berlin it's amazing and it has a cultural environment incredible, but every time I came to Berlin, it was to perform, not to visit. And I still have to do this trip to Berlin to really know the city and to discover.
And when we talk about Berlin, you are touring worldwide. Do you have also a favorite city?
I love Mexico City.
I was never there.
Yes. I love Mexico. But yes, I love Mexico City. Yeah.
There's also your name is Moura Pereira, right?
Yeah.
And you know the film with Marcello Mastroianni, Pereira. He was a literature professor in this film. It's also a Portuguese film. Even he is Italian. The film is maybe from 98. Did you watch it? Because it has the same name like you. It's a very wonderful story, really. Also, I have to say. So this I could tell you. Also, can you, if you like, can watch. It's playing in Portugal, of course. And he is a professor for literature in this film. And this I don't know, erklärt Pereira. Pereira is telling you, this is the name, also if I would, Pereira explains.
Okay.
Yeah, this is also in translation, the title, German title. So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Good recommendations.
And your mom, she was born in Angola. She is Angolian.
Yeah.
But with Portuguese descent, or
no, my grandmother was Angolan, and my grandfather was Portuguese. Half.
So half.
Yes.
Because when I look on your face, I see as really more the Portuguese. Yeah.
Yes, but we all Portuguese have this mix.
Of course.
Yes, because of the Lusophonia.
Yeah. And long time ago, you were exploring the world, and you were really a mighty nation. Yeah. Of course, also in South and Middle America. Yeah. Not just many countries have also your language, Brazil, and so yeah. Okay, some have also Spanish, but the conquistadores, and so I remember. And you are also into history, interested in history?
Yes, I'm not a big how do I say in English? Not a big
expert.
Yeah. But yeah.
And what about politics? You're interested?
Yes.
And with your music, you also do some political statements?
I mean, what I'm doing now with my music and with this new album, I think it's very political. So
please explain.
Yeah. So I am grabbing in this Angolan heritage, and also this position of taking these risks in my at this time in my career. It's a political statement, in my opinion. Yeah. So and now in Portugal, we are talking a lot about our history actually with the conquistadores. Because there's a part of the history that hasn't been told to the people. And it has to be told in the schools. People need to know the other part of the history that has been hidden. And the African heritage, and also the Moorish. It's always a little bit hide, And yes, most of the people in Portugal, they didn't know that I had Angolan heritage. So but now it's a big issue in Portugal. Even people are talking about ending with Padrão dos Descobrimentos, but. I don't have that opinion. I don't believe that we should erase that part of the story too. I think what we should do is to know what actually happened and to tell the whole story, and the things that were bad with colonization and this kind of things.
Yeah, but I think also many countries in Canada is also they are thinking about what they were doing to the natives, and United States. Also, so many people try to work it out now, in countries, and it's absolutely, I think, also necessary. Because this colonialization, and so this was also a hard time, like raping these natives, in some way. I have also another question. Two famous actors, Laurence Olivier and Oscar Werner, they talked about what they were, what is their profession for them, and then Laurence Olivier talked. He wanted to create illusions as an actor, and want to, and Oscar Werner, my favorite actor, he talked. He wanted to give the audience a dream, yeah? So I ask you, what do you think is right, illusion or creating dream as artist, and what do you like to give your audience?
For me in this moment, I want to if I can give them strength. That's what I feel people need the most, the strength to follow their own dreams and to believe in their own particularities that make them unique and don't feel afraid of it. So if I can pass that, I will be very happy.
Nice. And maybe in the end, a question. When I watched and listened to your concert yesterday, I told you it was also for me a very enthusiastic feeling, but everything was working so right. Were sometimes also on stage something working not so right, and do you have maybe a funny episode you can tell me and also the audience?
Yeah, on stage.
For example.
Yeah, many things happened already, but I don't know. One day, my guitar player, he broke a string, and the string came to his face, and it's really because it's really. We all were very concerned, but then we started laughing. He started laughing, and the whole audience started laughing. But yeah, I think this kind of moments are very special, because then the audience gets really close to us, and they feel a part of that moment, and it's really nice.
And what I forgot to ask about the lyrics. You write all lyrics by yourself, or you have a team where you're working together? So this would be interesting.
Some of the songs I wrote alone, and the other songs I wrote with these two producers. Yeah.
And when you write alone a song, you have first the lyrics and then the music, or you have an idea of the music, or how can we?
It depends. It depends. There are some of the songs that they were born with lyrics, and the others with the melodies, and then I wrote the lyrics for the melody. But yeah, a very funny thing is that most of the songs that I wrote, they start when I'm dreaming.
Yeah.
Yes, and then I wake up, and then I write.
Yeah, that's good. You must write immediately. Because
otherwise
then you forget. Right?
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
I've also sometimes wonderful dreams, sometimes nightmares, but I also write. I must write urgent.
Right away. Otherwise we will forget.
Yeah. So this was really a wonderful conversation. Thank you so much. This was Ana Moura for Spirit, The Smile in the Storm, and the YouTube channel The Spirit Meets Ana Moura today, and also for the Vivanti Lifestyle magazine. So all the best for you. I'm following your career now.
Thank you very
much. And
very nice
hope to meet you again. Yeah.
Thank you.
All the best.